whatever's good for business. You know, when I was growing up, for those of you who follow me, or for those of you who don't follow me, I grew up in Compton. My teens were in the 90s. Went to Davis Middle School, then went to Compton High School. But as I started roaming the streets more in my teens, liquor stores here, liquor stores there. And like I said, this is the 90s. Most of them were owned by, more than likely they were Chinese. Maybe. I'm not too sure. I'll just say Asian, right? All of them in Compton. I hardly see any liquor stores that were either Hispanic or black owned, but most, or even white. I don't think we had any white people in Compton. I remember there was white girl in high school, but that's not part of what I'm talking about. I want to say they were by Chinese owners. And being that it was Compton, they had a lot of security in there, you know? They had, I remember this one liquor store on, I want to say that was, let's see, where Davis Middle School is at. That was on Rosecrans and Wilmington. So it was a liquor store, small little liquor store on Wilmington, probably closer to the Compton Boulevard side. That if the owners, they saw you when you opened the first store, if they didn't like your appearance, they wouldn't let you in. They had a second door, a second security door. If they didn't like the way you looked, they would not buzz you in. And, you know, it's their right, obviously, but, you know, it makes sense, too, seeing the kind of neighborhood they were in. But that was the extreme measures that they would take. But my point to what I'm getting at is that a lot of, I don't know if this happened outside of Compton, but it definitely happened a lot in Compton. They would sell a lot of things aimed for the Catholic religious people. Candles and rosary beads, or I think that's what they're called. Poster frames. Picture frames, or images of the European Christ. Not the actual Jewish Christ, but the European Christ, the white one. That was made famous in that movie from, was it the 50s, the 40s, where that one Jesus with the blue eyes and didn't blink. He was just always with his eyes open. That was intentional, apparently, by the director. And if you ever get to see that movie, pay attention to that actor. He never blinks as he's portraying Jesus of Nazareth. Anywho, so these Chinese liquor store owners would sell a lot of, you know, Catholic religious merchandise to a lot of the Hispanics in the neighborhoods. And they would, I'm pretty sure, aside of liquor and maybe, you know, Cheetos, that was their number one seller. That's what was keeping them in business. So they knew how to market themselves, in a sense, their business, to the people around them, because it was good for business. They knew how to jump on the bandwagon in a smart way and sell products to the masses that they would buy, you know, on a regular basis. And so being in the current month that we're in right now, that's what I think of. Corporations, big businesses, establishments, institutes, jumping on the bandwagon of what is this month, you know, and I just think to myself, obviously, they're businesses and they're trying to do what's good for their business. So they'll jump on this bandwagon for the month. And then when the month is over, you know, they'll go back to whatever the next flavor of the month is. And they'll be doing what is good for business. So, you know, that's what I think. They insert their politics into it. They insert their own morality. But they will ultimately do what is good for business, even if that means bending over backwards for the loudest group that is, in a sense, running things here in the United States. Is that good for business for everybody? Of course not. But they are the loudest, so they will not back down from them, and they will cater to the needs of the most temper tantrum children in the world, And by the end of the month, everything will go back to normal. And all these other, social media people and Hollywood elites and things like that will go back to what it was. And that's all it is. It's a flavor of the month. What's good for business. But yeah, you know what? It's just like that wrestling term. Whatever is good for business. And that's what's going on here, you know? But we have that liberty of blocking things of that nature through your social media, through your phones, through whatever it is that you have. And some good old America. Block whatever you don't like. Whatever you don't want to see, you could just go boop like that. Good old US of A. Unless, you walk into a crowd of cantankerous, non-freedom people, try to cancel you and mute you and call you all sorts of things. But hey, we live in the land of the free. Dag nabbit. And in the land of the free, you have to deal with traffic. So thanks for listening to my rant of this old geezer. Boop.